Our next show match is a very special one. We reached out to the Korean pro gamer SnOw with the help of our Korean friend mapmaker Gosami and set up a 2 versus 1 with him. This show match took place, I believe, 2 days ago, and it was streamed live by SnOw on his YouTube. I would encourage everyone to check it out for his in-game reactions and after the game, where he wishes everyone a Merry Christmas. And he seems like a super nice guy. I am joined by the 2 players who played SnOw, A-Bug and FreyasSpirit.
Howdy.
Hello,
Again.
hello.
I've been here the whole time, but
So, we're gonna go into game 1.
Quite a series.
Let's do it. Are we ready?
Ready.
I've been looking forward to this. Game 1 of a 2v1 against the Korean pro gamer SnOw playing Protoss. And we have FreyasSpirit playing Terran. Bottom right. We have A-Bug, top left, playing Zerg. The man, the legend, SnOw, playing Protoss.
Not the myth.
And a wonderful message from our players.
So, I'm interested to know the story behind this shout out. It's sort of a last minute request.
Yeah, who made that request?
Someone that's in this cast.
Well, I've always had a certain attachment to our clan name, Think Quick, and I thought it's appropriate, especially in this context of a 2v1. And y'all did me the favor of telling him or requesting for him to think quick. Let's see if he does.
So the build that we're gonna do was A-Bug's idea, and honestly, it's the best build out of all 3 games.
So
Yeah, it's a sort of a. I don't really want to. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead. It's your time to shine. It's your game.
So the tricky thing for me is I know what we did, so I'm trying not to say things before they happen. But
Oh no, spoiler!
sort of our idea was to try to leverage, because it was actually SnOw's request to have a Terran and a Zerg opponent. So we thought we would try to leverage the strengths of both races in a synergy. So something you probably wouldn't see except in like a team game.
Okay, so it sounds like you actually trained and prepared strategies for this.
Oh come on, man! Would you if you were playing against SnOw?
Yeah. So going into this, our plan was Hydra Medic, which means that if SnOw's gas steal would just play completely into our strategy. Like this is the best opener we could have asked for us. SnOw burning 100 minerals on gas.
Yeah, I find it a little interesting here that SnOw's he's harassing Terran, but he hasn't even attempted the scout for the Zerg.
And there's a story behind that, which we can reveal shortly. There's a Manor Pylon from SnOw. That'll probably be the greatest Manor Pylon in your base.
Yeah.
Unless you become a pro gamer, Freya, and somehow play pro Protoss players. I would leave that pylon alone, personally. I would worship it. I'm just joking. So, a Zealot harass. Look at that.
Yeah. Nice SCV block.
That was complete luck. Those are just mining.
Were you nervous?
Of course.
Playing phenomenally.
Yeah, very good very good marine movements. Getting around through the not letting the Zealots get many free hits off. I'd say. As 2 went down. But we've got Zerglings on the way to SnOw's base. Now Zergling's speed is just begun, so we won't have a.
Did you hit pause?
I've paused it for a reason. Because if you watch the live stream of SnOw, and Striker actually confirmed this because he speaks Korean, SnOw was thrown off by seeing a bunch of Zerglings come at him because he thought this was a team melee match. He didn't expect a whole nother race player to be actually playing. And so I suspect the strategies that you've seen so far, the Zealot harass, the gassing, is all done under the assumption that there isn't another player in the game. So let's see if he just totally dies to this. Or
I found it odd too because of the overlay.
so he comes back with the Zealot.
So funny, dude.
And this is the point where he's just on stream saying some things that I don't know the meaning of, but it's quite cute and funny. Because he's figuring out how to stop this now, and it's just dawning to him that he has two separate opponents that he has to play.
Yeah, very good worker blocks. And Zerg really cannot fight into that many probes.
Hey Bug, what's happening to your Zerglings?
Dang,
I was so
dude.
worried about it.
Yo, what?
Well,
Snow
Zerglings
is
really
on,
can't fight
dude.
probes. We really want to keep them away from the probes when they're doing that. You want to try and just look for pickoffs when there's like a stray one, or try to pick off fighting units, but
I love how Freya's like, let's attack right now, this is our time.
So our general mindset here is that we have to win with our first timing, otherwise SnOw's just gonna pick us apart.
yeah. SnOw throwing down another pylon at the front. Cleans that up pretty well. I don't think he took more than maybe a probe or two as a loss, and then
Oh, he's
some-
going after you, Freya.
No, you can't. No, you can't do that, Snow. You gotta go back, son.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his idea was. Maybe.
Oh my god, that pylon's still there.
See, now he's got speedlings to deal with.
Look at A-Bug trying to play the hero against SnOw. I love it.
Yeah, very quick reaction though. Gets his probes on the ramp.
Oh, you got medics out. Oh god.
So this is why I recommend watching the VOD, because you can actually see first-person point of view of him going back and forth and microing against
that's
two
actually
opponents
interesting to
sometimes
watch.
with his in-game reactions.
And here, with A-Bug's brilliant strategy, we just start pumping mass medics to go pair with the Hydras. And this is the game that we're most proud of, just because it's a game where we get to show off a really, really unique strat. And it shows that we prepped for this.
I love it. Let's see if it works.
2 base Hydra push with medics.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way without cannons or DTs or storms. I mean,
Or is
Reavers,
there?
Maybe even. No, there's no way he wins this.
Yeah, I think the best reaction he had all game on stream was whenever the Hydra arrived. I'm not sure what he said, but it was kind of a funny moment.
Here we go. These are a shitload of units. Can SnOw
Look at all those medics, man.
stop this?
I think we were waiting for Hydra range to complete.
And it's so hard to coordinate with somebody else when you don't when you haven't played like tons of hours and hours and hours of games with them.
Yeah, communication was definitely a difficulty. for sure,
And y'all were in a voice call, right?
Yes.
but- yeah, we were.
I had a great time listening to that and watching it on stream.
Very impressed by, you'll see this throughout the series, just his unit control. Really getting as much out of basically every unit in this case he has to, but it's pretty much consistently throughout the series. Is he really good?
Yeah, so
firing
he's
here?
target firing. Yeah.
Which it kind of makes the medics less impactful when if you can just one shot. So definitely some better control there by SnOw. But he is supply blocked, or was until just now, and is up in workers against each of us individually, but definitely behind. So some two DTs on the way, and speed upgrade for Zealots.
Yeah, SnOw's reaction to seeing the Overlord speed.
Oh yeah, Overlord speed and Hydra's best reactions, I think.
Here comes the Overlord. Is he gonna lose a DT?
Yeah, he was actually, now if you go watch his stream, he was controlling this whole fight to make sure they were focus firing the medics.
Alright, so he's been stopping these 2v1 attacks so far.
Yeah, it's a little bit disconcerting when you know you have this much of an advantage, but still managing to survive.
And a GG from SnOw. How do y'all feel beating one of the greatest Protoss players ever?
Well...
Post-game interview.
Makes it feel like we made a good strategy that worked out. I think, you know, Medic and Hydra is very strong. I think he definitely out-controlled us, but just the number advantage and having that strategy definitely works.
How did you feel coming out of this game one, winning it? Do you feel going forward that...
We didn't know that he was unaware of whatever exactly was going on, so he knew there was a third player in the game, but I'm not sure if what he was thinking exactly. And even his overlay said it was a 1v2, so... But I think he made some adjustments in the next two games to try to adapt to two allied players. But I know, for me at least, coming out of this, it was... I think I was afraid that he maybe was, felt a little salty about it, which watching the stream afterwards, you could tell he definitely was in a good mood. But
Freya, what do you think?
We were a bit nervous because we got a massive build order advantage and everything went our way, and we still barely won.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so you didn't feel confident winning the first one?
no, because that was off of a massive build order advantage.
Okay, that's interesting, because watching that game, I was worried about him. And anybody who watches the stream where he does it live, I had basically told his management or whatever, he can pick y'all's races, because it's very difficult to build counter units to two separate races from two separate players. I think he picked Zerg and Terran because he thought you were going to be one player with those two units, you know what I mean? Like, you would start off, I think, in a team melee with a hatchery, but you might have some SCVs, and you won't be able to make Terran units until you make a command center and tech up. That's why I was kind of thrown off when he chose Terran and Zerg for y'all. I know it would be much more interesting because all the races would be represented, but as we've learned, because we've organized 1v2s before and we have videos of them with Yoon and Scan and Khala, it's much easier for them to just play against one race. But that was a really exciting match. It's kind of short, but the battles were really intense, and yeah, it's really fun because this is the first time that we've gone a Korean pro gamer to play in a show match and a 2v1 out of all of them, right? It's just a really silly matchup, and fans would either hate it or love it. It was kind of like a Hail Mary, but it worked, and apparently he was into it, and he offered to do the 2v1. So I'm going to shut up and get into game 2. All these maps were chosen by SnOw, so the first one was Polypoid, and the second one is Fighting Spirit.
Nice probe splits.
So this one we thought that this one was the before this started, before we got the build order advantage in game one. We thought that this was the match that we were going to have the biggest advantage in, because we had a 2-hatch Muta and tank push timed out. And
Yeah,
we
wanted to try to have a game with like really early timing, but we didn't want to try to go for kill builds every single game, just to try to give, if they worked out like in our favor every time, we just wanted to make sure we had a chance to have some longer macro play where he gets to show off some.
This game, his manager said, don't worry, we don't need to change the races or format. SnOw has a strategy. And obviously everyone was kind of interested to know what that strategy is. And we see a pylon being made outside of his nap. Didn't see that before. And that seems super risky. Not going one base.
Yeah, going into this, I expected him to either band or to
Oh, you're not gonna lose that drone, A-Bug, are you?
yeah.
But wasn't it cool getting drone harassed by SnOw? It's like the only
yeah.
exception you'll ever make. Please, come kill more drones. I don't know, maybe I'm just like fan fever.
Have a very odd turn rate if you don't control it correctly. They don't turn and fire very quickly, so...
Oh my god.
So yeah.
You made a Nexus first.
Early Nexus.
Oh, we actually went Nexus before Forge here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's probably why we got chewed up this game.
And obviously y'all didn't want to cheese like 4-pool BPS or whatever. You want to sort of maximize your experience playing against someone like SnOw, who's a great guy. He's not just a very talented player, but really good man.
Seeing the early Nexus, I kind of was like, hey, let's just stick with their build. Don't try to punish him with just a speed link flood or anything like that. So we definitely there's a kill opportunity there, but didn't want to, end the game too fast.
We think one of the things that really caught us off a bit is that every time we had a build that we had planned and we didn't react to what SnOw was doing because we just don't have the game knowledge to do that well.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a good point. You follow through.
I mean, it's easier to adapt to someone else's plays when you're the only player, but if you're trying to do a coordinated team build and you just suddenly change, it's not. And
what was the coordinated team build? What's the strategy this game?
For this one? This one was 2-hatch Muta, no, 3-hatch plus 2-back push.
And when you find out about this expansion, any concerns or?
No, just knowing he's going for a greedy build, so it could if we don't execute the push correctly.
Oh, Freya! Scouted y'all!
Yeah, interesting he didn't go into the base further after scouting that. I think he was just wanting to get a peek at the factory.
He's cherishing that probe. Is he coming after you? Yeah, I think he wants to know what A-Bug's doing. I think he has more hunger for drones. Already got 1 kill from A-Bug's drone. Maybe it's more important to know what Zerg is doing.
Yeah,
Seeing your next door.
Usually offers a little bit more problems early on, as far as they're sneakier.
Alright, how is he gonna win this? Like, 2 facts with machine shops?
Well, if we look at
3
his
hatcheries.
build order, he's got Stargate started. So he can definitely get some. If he can get air control, that will definitely. It gives him some opportunities to micro the shuttle. and he should have a Reaver out in time to hold.
Freya's supply is matching SnOw's. Like, you go.
So going into this, we thought that we were expecting SnOw to just go really, really Reaver heavy, and we were surprised that he didn't game 1. And we know why now, because he didn't realize that it was an actual 2v1.
I remember him making some sort of comments about the drones there, but I don't know what he said exactly.
Wait, did you go 3 hatch meter this game?
Yeah.
Oh, we thought that the plan was 2 hatch meter there.
Yeah, it was. I think we talked about right before the game started that we had planned 2 hatch, but we actually meant 3 hatch.
The plan is already crumbling.
Yeah. It was a little confusing. Definitely some nerves going into this too. So.
Yeah, because y'all want the game to be fun for yourselves, for SnOw, for everyone. So yeah, that's not easy. And
good timing on the Spire though. The Spire's gonna come like maybe just a little. It's a hair late, but it's not like a game-ending late. If I didn't lose, if it weren't for that drone kill, then and also making quite a few lanes, it probably would have been a little bit faster.
so what's the thinking now? It's time to push out with Terran?
Yes. Yeah. Push out with Terran, start pressuring him, because this is when he's made a huge tech commitment. So, try to force him to cannon up.
We were trying to time those with the metas.
Are you gonna get a SnOw Corsair? No, you're not.
No. I didn't think I would, so that's why I pulled back. So, first Reaver almost complete, and he's adding in a second.
So he looks pretty dead here. 3 tanks, 4 vultures, 5 tanks, 6 tanks, 7 tanks. Here comes A-Bug with a group of units.
So we didn't actually send SCVs with this push, which was a massive mistake.
Oh my god. Beautiful Reaver micro.
I think that if we had a turret here, then the meters could kite around the turret.
He looks super dead still.
Yeah,
Right?
really good dance, I think, back and forth overall. Like, he's not able to really commit the shuttle very well. Well, here he's able to.
Look how many vultures there are in tanks. And Mutalisk.
Questionable trade there.
Oh, you got the shuttle though.
Okay, so that's where you use the move command on Scourge, and I failed to do that, and you see what happens.
Still quite a few tanks and vultures. So he's multitasking here somewhat.
Yeah. So here we see a switch into Hydralisk. Got Hydralisk speed finishing. And air armor. It's not completely out of air, but
We were honestly not expecting Corsairs because we figured that the tanks would just kill if they went Corsairs.
Right. Yet he went Corsairs. And killed pretty much every single Overlord that A-Bug has. And somehow you're not in the red zone. I feel like you made like 1,000 Overlords.
yeah, but his strategy is working. He's getting overkilled. He's pretty much halted the push because we're making Overlords instead of.
I love the expansion that's being made by Terran. So how does he stop this push here?
Well, at this point, he's held it for the most part. Like he's not he's not out of it completely, but he's not dying to it. He's not taking economic damage. So
No Reavers.
8 kills on that Corsair. Oh,
yep, it's the Reaper.
that's
But he's up to how many robos does he have? I think 2, possibly
3.
He has 3 robo bays. So he is all in on Reaver Corsair. Which is a very strong composition. Here we see he's killed SCVs in there.
We really didn't
Okay.
focus on defense because we figured that if we got to this point where we were gonna just die anyway.
You lost half your SCV count, didn't you?
We did.
19. Another drop in the Zerg lane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know where these turrets were going, but I think I accidentally sent them to the natural. Did not get Burrow, unfortunately.
So these Reaver drops really changed the game around, it looks like.
Yeah, we kind of expected it to happen, but it was sort of like the push at the front wasn't progressing fast enough. And so he was able to get a lot done. And then just some mismicro with the Scourge and whatnot. So he was able to get air control. And see, even these little trades like this are in favor. He's not losing the shuttle. He's killing tanks just for a couple of... And then he's forcing Zerg to stay at home with Hydralisks instead of pushing his front. So, overall, very good multitasking.
We think we're really close to the point where we just do a desperation push because that's our last attempt. That's our last chance.
Did finally kill a Corsair.
Okay, so he's definitely multitasking here.
Yeah, he's got DTs and Terran.
Okay, detection. Do not. Poor Freya.
No
He smells
detection.
blood, so he just comes to Terran. Oh, this would be a horrible time to drop Reavers.
Horrible for the Terran.
For SnOw, it's always a good time for Reavers.
And here's the push. So his drops have been effective, but if he can't stop this...
I think at this point we have basically no chance. But we have to try. And it looks like the DT is just going to clean everything up.
He has like very few probes, relatively speaking.
Yeah, it was overall just some miscoordination too. Like there's some times when we could have pushed together or made a move together, like those DTs coming in without the Overlord support. So yeah, I think he's definitely in the lead at this point. Like he's got his supplies more than both of ours combined. Yeah, Hydra's hate trading against Reavers.
Well, did SnOw manage to pull it off? You still got that 12 o'clock expo.
Rewatching this, we actually got pretty close to outlasting SnOw and making SnOw mine out.
Oh look, his Nat is almost dead. What's he got?
If we
Yeah,
played a bit more defensively, we might have been able to just starve out SnOw,
Yeah, he's pulling everything back too.
which is a good lesson for future 2v1s.
play 3 Reavers. It's just pretty difficult to break.
And I wonder if he went for A-Bugs just so that he could... Oh my god. SnOw wins his first 1v2.
Very well controlled. I think that game was more even than it seemed, but there was just a lot of missed opportunities as well by our allied side. I think we could have pressured him more with the force we had while defending. So, but yeah, well won victory by SnOw.
So the score is tied up 1-1. Will the noobs prevail? Or the Gosu come out on top?
So game 3, we think that we had was probably the game that we knew that we are gonna lose because we decided to go for a longer macro game, and that was just a setup for not winning. But we want to do that for fun.
This is the final map chosen by SnOw. Circuit Breakers. Chosen when I think he was under the assumption that it would be team melee. But he was a good sport, and it's the tiebreaker match. Poor A-Bug. It's always the first to be scouted and harassed.
Typically, when you find yourself in a more than 2-player game, you expect to be one that's sort of targeted if you're Zerg. So
I think I would like it if I'm playing against SnOw.
pressure. Yeah.
I think I'd go out of my way to be pressured by SnOw. It's the only time I wouldn't tilt losing to someone.
Felt like a
Okay.
losing battle trying to out-micro SnOw with my workers, but I wasn't about to let him just kill me for free either, so.
Dedicating 2 drones to stopping that probe.
Yeah, at this point is where I'd want to take the expansion, and it's very hard for one drone to take it. So.
I'll let you have it.
It's oftentimes a lot safer.
Took your
Meanwhile,
minerals.
like, we can do it with one, but not everyone can micro like that, for sure.
So what's our strategy? What's our build here? We did a
So
Nexus after the Forge.
Yeah, so here the plan was to go more economic, 2 base Terran, go for a more macro game. So rather than trying to have a 1 or 2 base timing, like we did in the second game and first game especially, the idea was to try to get a longer game going.
We think that we abandoned that idea and decided to go for 2-fact because we saw that SnOw Forge expanded, and we think that 2-fact is the right response to Forge FE, which we weren't expecting. And we also know that after last game, we also didn't think that we could win a longer game, so it was going to be 2-fact and a 5-hatch Hydra.
Yeah, so here he blocks the machine shop. That blocks the landing.
This is the most hilarious thing we've ever had happen to us.
So everybody has to watch the VOD for his reactions at this moment.
Yeah, he kept saying the same thing. I'm not sure what he was saying in Korean, but he was saying the same thing over again as he was dancing the probe. It's pretty funny.
And you're trying to land it in that spot and not move it, obviously, to land it somewhere else. But this is a huge delay. I was listening to y'all talk while you played this match, and Freya was like, yeah, this is really messing me up right now.
Yeah, we think that this might have won SnOw the game.
That might be true. That's a huge delay. It's been over, what, 30 seconds? And he's still not going away. You had to land your barracks to make a Marine. He's...
Yeah, we didn't even think about making a Marine because we hadn't really considered this, so even our Marine started super late. And it's just amazing how many paths there are in this game that we just never think about.
Had you known the pylon was made intentionally to force the liftoff and land, yeah, I don't think most people would be thinking about that.
Yeah, we thought the pylon was just there to force it to move, delaying it by the 5 seconds. Little did we know.
Control was crazy. Control of all his units actually was.
Good job, A-Bug.
Definitely not trading as well as I'm used to being able to trade.
3 factories.
How's the order count for SnOw? 33 probes, 25 SCVs, 20 drones.
Oh yeah, now we remember. We also got supply blocked for a long period of time, which is why we put out the 3rd factory. We were so busy trying to land our factory that we forgot to build depots.
Yeah, it's funny when you watch the stream while he was dancing. Base, their base, he was also, you know, macroing back home. It's like another Zealot or SC probe trying to get a scout off. Gonna get pushed away, but he does confirm the Speedling's coming back to try to catch
I
up.
like how you sent like 2,000 Zerglings after the probe. Or look like that.
Yeah, you want to deny the scout. Like a lot of top Zergs will do it, but I think it was because I knew that the tanks were coming.
And this was just bad coordination. We didn't call for the attack ahead of time.
Beautiful for SnOw. Take out 2 tanks. Yeah, you just wonder how he's gonna stop this. There's 3 factories with machine shops. Oh my god, is he gonna get
In the
more?
middle of maps, we just get caught out right here. And that's kind of the story of the game. Like, we just got caught out a bunch.
Look at A-Bug coming in with his group of Zerglings. And now running away. Hydralisk being made. Expansion at 12 o'clock. A-Bug is ambitious this game.
Yeah, Hydra's range is about to finish.
So SnOw might be overstretching himself here.
Possibly. His goon control is very good though, pulling back, not taking more damage than he needs to. Hydra's also not focusing targets very well. They're probably sticking around a little bit too long.
At this point, we think we're asking you in voice chat, should we come and help you?
What was the response?
Is it like, baby? Yeah.
Well, it looks like we got it.
Whether Hydra is out at this point, because I had the money for it. I think I was just late getting down the macro hatches, so I didn't have quite enough larva to...
5 hatcheries. We got a lot of minerals. He's causing havoc. These 3 Dragoons. Almost 30 kills. SnOw kicking some ass here.
Yep.
SnOw's just trading so well everywhere.
And another point where it wasn't a coordinated push, so yeah, just open tanks pushing against Dragoons.
I don't know how he would have stopped a major tank group.
Yeah, at any point in this time, we actually should have been able to take engagements. It was just not well coordinated.
Yeah, in the past we were so focused on trying to just pull anything together because these were thrown together at the last second. And this was the first time that we actually got a couple days ahead of time to plan and create strategies. And the strategies were executed decently, but now once that was planned, it's really showing the gap in just coordination of attacks.
So Ablex took that time to make a bunch of drones.
Yeah, this was sort of the game-ending moment for me. Sorry to spoil it, but these DTs got more done than they should have. Comes in here, takes one swipe, walks away. I hear that drone die, so I immediately went to my base looking for the DT. Did not know that this one was hitting my fourth.
I think overall we're super happy that SnOw took on the challenge of facing two different races.
Yeah, it gave us a chance to play races more comfortable.
And
Some of the
these
other
are your
people-
main races, right?
Yes, because some of the other 2v1s we've played have been off racing.
Someone had to off race and playing the same race. Scan is the only other person I believe who has played two separate races. And we have a VOD of that you can check out.
Good number of drones coming out for Zerg, but probably needs to be making more Hydras in anticipation of this push here. Yeah, it's very difficult for Zerg to deal with pushing that size without an overwhelming number of Hydras. So, well played, harass by SnOw. I think at this point is where we just called like, hey, we're just gonna try and push his front, do a base trade maybe.
And SnOw even got a few swipes up with the DT off. And this attack feels like it wasn't quite coordinated as well as it could have been. This was our desperation attack.
The desperation attack.
And we didn't even see those DTs in the back. Those DTs might have won the game.
Ablex sees it coming in with his overlord a little late. DT's picked off. A few tanks.
We didn't
Base
even know
shuttle
about those.
picked off.
We didn't even know about those DTs until we watched SnOw stream.
Yeah, again, the Hydra's moving in and fighting before the siege tanks support them, so.
Terran has been macroing very well all game. He's probably made over 30 tanks. Their life expectancy has been short, and you both tapped out.
Yeah, I think, like, I think it just goes to show he had a very good micro and overall understanding of attacking multiple places at once. Like we saw, he would pull Freya's army to my base and then hit her base while it's not defended. He would pull my attention to my main base with a DT while hitting my fourth base, which didn't have an overlord. So he just abused pretty much every little hole in our defenses he could find, and we just didn't coordinate a push well enough with our armies when we were ahead. So yeah, well played to SnOw.
I want to encourage everyone to check out the first person VOD If you go to SnOw's YouTube channel, I posted a link in the chat, and look up his live stream on December 23rd.
Yeah, that's a treat to watch, actually.
It's great because that's the first time I saw a 1v2 first person point of view, and I've always had the assumption that third person observing is the best, but maybe not so much when it comes to like a 1v2 because he's multitasking in these games and you can really see it much more, but even more so because of his in-game reactions. It's pretty fun. And after the show match was done and we gave him his prize, he sent everyone warm greetings, so it's worth watching it just for that at the end. Yeah, I definitely would not miss the video on his end. Big shout out to Gosami for setting that up. Really special 1v2 show match. We've done other ones before with Yoon and Scan and Kala, and if we find more semi-Korean or pro gamers.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun.
These are so much fun.
Yeah, I want to thank y'all both.
Thank you for giving us the chance to do this.
Well, part of the reason was, like at first when we were doing this, the prize was actually up for grabs. So the semi-Korean pro or whatever had to win to get it. And I remember 1 or 2 incidences where y'all were like, we don't want the money, we're just really happy to play them. And I always knew that that was a special part of doing these 1v2s. It's a nice way to bridge, first of all, 2 different communities, Korean and foreigners, but also 2 different ranks that usually doesn't happen. And I kind of try to apply the principle of inclusiveness to Brood War content to bring people together as much as I can. But anyways, I remember y'all were like, we don't even want the prize. And I was like, well, that's really honorable, and it's really within the spirit of our series. And y'all are both really good manner. So, in short, you were the best candidates to play against SnOw. I really appreciate taking time out of your busy schedule to practice and train for it and show up and yeah, complete it. It was a really special
thanks for
thing.
sponsoring it.
It was even more special. It happened right before Christmas, so it's kind of like a little present, I guess, for me and others.
That was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah.